I'm about to go on my first long run, or what I'm going to classify as a long run, which is 16 kilometers. So a marathon, if you don't work in kilometers, is about 40k. So I think 16 is about a third of a marathon. The longest I've run up to this point is 12. So I'm feeling a little bit nervous. It's also the evening just after work. I'm quite lucky because I get out of work about 4:30 normally. But I've got to get this run done because we're going to dinner for Will's birthday later, and the table's booked for 7:30 and it's now 10 to 5. So I need to get out and do this run at like the rate I'm supposed to do it at, which I don't think is very fast. I'm using a plan which was put together by my Run Tracker app, which kind of worked out how fast I wanted to do the marathon in and how much time I had to train, and it's kind of done a whole like weekly plan of which runs I need to do and how fast they have to be and all this stuff. And I have not done as many 16Ks. Oh, I've not done any yet. I'm supposed to have done 3 already and I haven't, just because every weekend we've been looking at wedding venues, or just I've been on holiday. Like, it's been ridiculous and I've had no time. So I have to fit this in now, because in about 3 weeks time I'm supposed to do 20. So I'm supposed to do a half marathon in a few weeks time. So I need to do it. I'm also a little bit nervous because first long run, and I went and got some Lucozade because I didn't realise that on long runs, you know, people take food with them or drink, and I never normally run with anything. So I bought some Lucozade Sport today to kind of run with, I suppose. So I don't know if this is going to put me off because I've never run with a bottle before. It's also difficult, I think, in London because there's no obvious place to run like at night because it gets dark so early. So I don't really want to run in the park or down the back streets. So luckily I live quite close to the river, so I guess I'm just gonna go to the Thames and run along the Thames path until my app tells me I've done 8k and then run back again. That's my plan. Let's see how it goes. I'm on brand as well. I've got my London Marathon top on today, although I do look I'm all in black. I do look a little bit like a ninja or an assassin, which might not work out well for me if I get run over, but oh good, it's nice and dark outside, so that's not scary at all. So if anyone attacks me, I can just whack them with my Lucozade bottle or something. Oh, about halfway through. My legs really hurt. So that's an exciting turn of events. And this is really annoying, but let's keep going. I'm absolutely exhausted now. Oh God, I did it in about 1 hour 38 minutes. So that's pretty good, actually. I think that's about just over 6 minutes per kilometre. So that's good, but I've got to get ready now to go out for dinner. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea. So now I've got to like perk myself up. The Lucozade was okay. It was annoying to hold, but it didn't like make my tummy feel funny or give me a stitch or anything while I was running. And I'm so glad I had it, because I'm drinking it now just to like get me through, get me around my house, get me from here to the shower. But I actually feel really proud of myself, because that's a long run. 16 kilometers is a long run, and I've done it. So the marathon is looking like not too unrealistic now. Fingers crossed. Well, hello. You've joined me at an interesting time. It is Thursday the 23rd of November today, and I'm not feeling great, if I'm honest. I was supposed to last weekend run a 12k, which I couldn't do because I started to get shin splints not even halfway round, like right at the beginning. I actually developed them, or they started hurting, I think a few days before then, and then I let my legs rest and I was like, yeah, I can do my 12k, it's fine, I've had a break in between. But no, so I only did 5 instead. And so since then, that was on Sunday, I've had 3 days, nearly 4 days, kind of complete rest and not done any running, which I think is fine. My legs feel fine now, but it's so difficult because all the advice if you get an injury like that is to basically stop training, or to like really dramatically reduce the amount, like the distance or the speed that you're running at, and I can't really do that. But I do have 5 months to go before the actual marathon, so what I think I might do is try and replace some of my long runs. So for example, the way my app has done it, all my long runs are meant to be at the weekend. So technically I'm supposed to do a 16, is it 16? Another 16 this weekend coming, and next weekend a half marathon. But I just don't think I can do that. So I think I'm going to do like 8 this weekend, and then next week, depending on how today and the weekend goes, get back into my normal routine of doing kind of 5s and 8s during the week. Then maybe do like my 16 or my 12 next weekend, and kind of so try and keep my week runs the same, but just kind of move back my long ones a little bit, because my app is pretty optimistic about things because I've had so long to train. Like, I mean, I'm supposed to be running a half marathon in December. Like, that's so early. I don't think the training schedule that they recommend, like the London Marathon themselves, say that you should be running a half marathon this early. So I think I'm fine. It's just that I want to do it quite quickly. So I am rolling out my calves with this tennis ball, or trying to. I will do it properly when I stop filming. I'm going to try and roll out beforehand and roll out afterwards and see if that helps. And next Monday I have a sports massage for my calves as well. So hopefully this will help, and if I warm up properly before I go, maybe I'll get over them. It's Sunday today. I feel a lot better actually, having had a few days off running. I did my 5k on Thursday, whenever it was, and I've just run 8 now, which was okay, and my legs didn't hurt that much. I think I've kind of worked out what the problem is, and I've worked out that I'm not warming up properly, so I found a kind of calf warm-up exercise thing online, which I've been doing. I've kind of been playing around with my tennis ball to work through my muscles, and also trying some different stretches. So I think I found the bit of the muscle in my calf which is too tight. So just gonna be working on that, I think, basically. But I feel all right. Definitely not as bad as I did last weekend, or the weekend before, whenever it was. It's all blurring into one now. I don't think I realised how much would go into the intricacies of training. Like, when I started doing this, I knew it'd be difficult for me, like in terms of like cardio, in terms of like I'd be running a long way and maybe my legs would hurt because they'd be tired. But I never really knew that I'd have to work out specifically how I run. It's like I'm spending more time learning about my body and learning how I need to train than I am actually training, in a way, which is quite interesting. Not what I expected. Alright, so I know I said that my legs weren't hurting the other day, but that was a lie, because they didn't hurt while I was running, but then they really hurt the next day. So I've just kind of stopped, basically. I haven't ran all week, and I had my sports massage on Monday, which was pretty painful, but she did agree that like my calves are really tight. So I have been using my tennis ball. I found a video online which shows you kind of how to use it on your calves, which is what I'm doing now, to loosen it up. I also spoke to a personal trainer last week, and I realised that my left leg is quite significant to me. I don't know if it's massively significant, but I think it's quite a lot weaker than my right leg, and my left leg is where I'm getting most of the shin splint pain. So I think it's quite obvious like what I need to do. So I've just come back from my last ballet class of the term, and I think that's a good idea as well, because although ballet is kind of helping like with strength and stuff, I don't think it's very helpful for shin splints, especially when we're jumping on one leg and things. So I can rest that over December, work on stretching out my calves, making them more flexible, leading out the knots, and then working on building my strength in both my legs to make sure that my strength is even, and like my, what these muscles call, like stabilizing muscles, I guess, like my core and my legs are all strong. So that's my plan so far. I'm a little bit worried that I'm not running, but I think most marathon training plans don't really start till January anyway. So I think as long as I'm running a bit, it doesn't matter that I'm not doing like a half marathon. So watch this space.